better be careful. Baby, be careful. This is a baby making tone. Better be careful what your radio on. This is a baby making tone. Better be careful what your radio on. You let down your head when you're feeling sexy. You bite on your lip when you're holding your tongue. You uncross your legs, yeah, without even speaking. Your body is screaming. You wanna make love. I can hear your body language. You ain't said a word, but I know what you feel. 'Cause I can hear your body language. Saying come on, it's on, it's on. The message is clear. Let me pause, babe. You look so good. Together, my thoughts, make sure I'm hearing you right. Baby, slow my baby. If I am mistaken, 'cause love will be making. I can see it in your eyes. I'm watching every move you make. Yeah, don't go too fast and don't be late. Oh no, all the time you need to take. That's what it's saying. That's what you're saying, baby. You know me when you're ready to go. I'll be ready once for yes and twice for no. Brush up against me nice and slow, real slow. Nobody's saying it's about to explode, about to explode. And here, nobody language, nobody language. But I know what you feel. I know what you feel. 'Cause I'm here, carving your body language. I can hear your body. Come on, come on. You better be careful. Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ooh. I miss your kiss. Oh, your kiss is one of a kind. It feels so nice. Girl, you do it right. I miss. Ooh. Oh, girl, you don't go too fast. You take your time. Just how light I miss. Hey, oh, you kiss it, then I'm drifting off your love. Keeps me floating, girl. I miss.
WIIFTBP.
Just for you and me. WIIFTBP. Media's just for you and me.
What's happening, people? Happy Wednesday. Welcome to the Kris the Critic Show. I'm Kris. This is Gina B. Gina B, say hello to everybody.
Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming in.
I hope everyone has had a wonderful week. Gina B, turn one of your 17 phones down. Gina B used to have a career as an Instagram model.
did not.
And she has a bunch of phones.
That's not my phone.
I don't know what else she does.
Oh, yeah, it
Who
does.
knows? Hopefully it's legal.
Yeah.
Gina B, how was your week?
You know, my week was good. My birthday was Saturday.
Hey, that's why I said a happy birthday, Gina B.
Thank you.
It was Gina B's birthday. Everybody throw a like sign or a love sign. Wish Gina B a happy birthday. She comes here every week and does this for the free. She's a baller, so she can afford it. I'm just saying.
You're
Happy
funny.
birthday, Gina B.
Thank you. It's a good day.
So, you have on a nice... She don't want me to point out any of her birthday gifts. There's a purple Rolex on her hand. Just look at it. Her
Shut
man's
up.
the shit. Anyway,
I bought myself a watch, by the way. Anyway.
our producer Ron, how you doing?
What's good, y'all? How y'all feeling today?
I don't know if we can hear you. I didn't hear you.
Can you hear me?
heard it.
You can.
You heard him?
Yeah, you can hear me.
Okay, Ron. I can't hear anybody, but so during the break, not now.
No, you good. Now
Okay, I can hear it.
Now you can hear me.
Everybody, I like Ron tuning in because this is just a good energy coming from Ron.
Yeah, Ron has great energy. We like to,
appreciate
we
that.
like to
You know what
bring
I'm
him in
saying?
on
Yeah.
questions
Exactly.
because he has good answers.
And I'm slightly older than Ron.
Just a little bit.
And he brings a youthful vigor, maybe a point of view that I've forgotten or something like that. Without further ado, I'd like to thank everybody who joins us every week. Any new folks who join us, make yourself known. We do look at the comments. If not now, we look at it at halftime.
We do, always. And so here's the thing.
What's the thing? I'm gonna
People
go
who are
now.
lurking, I know some lurkers. I want y'all to comment today if you're lurking. And if
Don't
if
be
you're
scared.
a habitual lurker. 'Cause there
Now
are some
look,
of those.
on this show, the purpose of the show, it's a relationship show, right? I am a self-professed failed relationship expert, happily married to a wonderful woman. So I got a lot of advice to give. And Gina B is just real smart.
Yeah.
But there are no
I
right or
deserve
wrong
it.
answers on this show, but I like to think that we not only entertain, educate a little bit, and learn from each other. It's not like one of those bashing relationship shows.
We
that
don't
say,
do that.
We hate you. We hate you. You're stupid. You're stupid for what you do. You're stupid. But we do spread the ass whoopers out equally. And I give it to myself.
Well, you know what? Here's what's different about us is that we are actually two people in good relationships, not with one another. I'm engaged. Kris is married. And so I always tell people.
I was
do not
hoping to
listen
get,
to your
I was
single
hoping to
friends.
build a female,
You can
like,
still build a female
like a
following.
beehive type
know,
thing, like Beyonce has.
That's okay. You can do
You
that.
messed it up.
You just talked about how you were married to a wonderful woman.
Not that I want, my wife always watches. Mrs. Critic watches. I was just trying to build the brand, baby. She encourages me.
Yeah, she does. She's our executive.
I'd like to
producer.
finish a few shout out. I got some new people. I'm looking at some of the names. One of my good fella buddies, Brandon Howlett. One of my 87th Street buddies in the house. Phelan, you dig. Man, love you, bro. We got Whoa Kimo Sabi DJ in the building. Whose show, if you haven't heard, Wednesdays?
Who?
It's off the chain. I mean, other than me, if I had to pick one show and say, we're going to all be watching that on the E! Channel one day, it's that show.
Well, the E! Channel, it might get censored though
Whatever.
for the E! Channel.
Shout
I'm not
out
sure
to
if they can
DJ,
handle
man.
it.
Call me, man. We should hang out outside the studio. Now,
What's up? We miss you.
without further ado, This week's topic. Can I jump right into it?
Please jump on in.
Now, if you've seen I throw up a little video saying, giving a little tease. It is relationships with people with a questionable past. Now, Facebook censors me often. That is a nice way of saying what, Gina B?
You with a hoe.
You in a past relationship with a hoe. So, do you move forward with it? And I'm not, first off,
Hey,
make no mistake. Everybody out here, show of hands if you've been a hoe one time in your life. Hit the like button.
hit the like button if you've been a hoe.
Nobody's going to hit a hoe.
Everybody's like, okay, me.
We've all made questionable decisions.
We have. Hopefully not too
We've
many.
all done the dummy for somebody. Right? No? You not.
I mean, yeah, but like not like a lot. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you just
Not a
depends
lot,
on
but
how many you've done.
I'm just saying.
And you know what's so funny? There's so many hoes who
Wait a minute, one more. I got one more shout out.
what you got?
Out of Texas, my live video was interrupted. Am I really
What's
interrupted?
going on? And I have a really like fantastic
We're good?
face.
Out of Texas, my high school friend, birthday next week, Kirsten, Wendy Davis, shout out to you. Thanks for joining the show for the first time. We got some, tell me
We
we
got
got
some
some first.
new people. I
We got
love
some new
it.
people.
I love the old people, but it's
Feel
always
free to
fun get new
comment
people.
whether you like it. Sometimes I say some things people don't agree with. Just know that I love you all the same, even if you disagree. All right.
Right.
Now, so the show is relationships with people with a questionable past. Now, before I get all that, try to edit a little
Kris
bit,
got a list.
set the tone for the show. Gina B is going to give her input. But at the end of the show, if you have started a relationship, found out, geez, I love this person. It's my soulmate.
Mm-hmm.
I want to make, I want to be with them for the rest of my life. But they've been a hell.
Who?
I'm gonna show you how to reconcile it, how to deal with that, how to deal
And
with
you
your
know-
feelings, your jealousy. I'm gonna cap it off at the end. So Gina B, what are your thoughts on this? Can you? I'm not gonna say make a hoe into a housewife because then it's a chauvinistic type of thing, and I'm trying not to be that guy. So I got Gina B. Gina B, just give me your thoughts in general. I won't even point any direction, and real quick, and then I want to give some stats, and we'll go from there.
Okay. So I think that if you know that you've been promiscuous
Right.
in your life,
That doesn't make you a bad person.
Doesn't make you a bad
Not
person.
that I have.
but I think
Ever.
you should find some way to disclose that with a person that you're dating.
I agree. And I got some notes on that, but how early? And you and I differ. You don't know that we differ.
in this. We do differ.
Well, you
because we
think,
talked about
hey,
this.
my name is Max. I've
I'm a
been a
hoe.
hoe.
No, I don't want to go that
That's
early.
that's what you said.
But like, no, I said like the first month, like easily. You're like the first 8 months. 8 months
Fuck
is
yeah.
like a long time. To
I
like
got
disclose.
to reel the fish in
So
first.
think about this. Think about this. So 8 months would be, okay, you date somebody, you really like them, and then you end up, see, a lot of hoes, what they do is they relocate because then nobody knows them.
nothing wrong with that.
And they can be hoes and like they can reinvent themselves in a different city. So you go to the hometown and realize they put the hoe in hometown.
Let me ask you this.
And then
Go ahead,
people
go ahead.
are like, you come up on a bunch of dudes and like, oh, this is, oh, you're Mary's man? Yes. Like you could tell
Now,
all 12 of them have hooked up with Mary. Like in one day.
That sounded very elitist.
Elitist?
Because
It's not elitist.
anyone who says, oh, you should disclose that right away is acting high and mighty. Because the rest of America, we got a few skeletons. So I'm going to ask
Okay.
you this. I rarely challenge Gina B on air. Why? She's slightly smarter than me, but I think I got her on some experience areas. So my question to you is this. I think I'm going to pose a question.
Okay, what you got?
Let's hypothetically say you were entering a new relationship and you have a body
I'm
count.
the hoe?
You're the hoe.
Okay.
Would you, I always believe most relationships, the key to solving most problems is to empathize. Put yourself in the other person's shoes, right or wrong, and just see how they feel. It helps you deal with your differences. So if you were the hoe, you're starting off, oh my God, this is the best guy. I've slept with, 85 men in the past
And
8
he's
years.
number one.
And I want him. Would you be so keen, honestly, don't just try to be right. Be honest. Would you be so keen to say, oh, immediately I want to tell him that. And this is your guy.
Well, you don't have to say.
The question
Look.
was, would you be so keen to say, I've been with 85 guys in the last 3 years?
You don't have to be specific about 85. But
Answer
what you
no,
can say
you wouldn't.
is, I have dated and yeah, I slept with
You'd
quite a
want to
few
say
people.
that. Again, you've been throwing yourself out there all this time. This guy's like, oh my fucking Lord, this is it.
Oh, my friend Yvonne's here.
I want her
Uh-huh.
right here. Would you be so quick to say, to jump to right there? No, this is no.
No, but I mean, like, okay, so in
So
the
don't
beginning
get-
of the relationship, it's the getting to know you phase anyway, and that's when you're the most.
That's when
That's
you're
when
your
the most
best you.
accepting.
I can't be my best you telling me I was a hoe.
But no, but that's when you're most accepting because you really want to like the person because it's a newness. It's like the newness of like
I
if
might be slightly
if I
old
could
school.
Bottle the new relationship feeling, I'd be the richest person.
That's funny.
in the world.
The new relationship feeling is what's up, right? But nobody wants to think. Nobody. I mean, regardless of what we say,
Not once.
no one wants to get with the doorknob. And on doorknob, everyone has had a what?
Turn.
Everyone has had a turn. Don't
Everyone's at a turn.
even if you're that doorknob, you don't lead with that. You like that, Ryan?
No, but you know what? Here's the
Hold
thing.
on.
When y'all first said doorknob, I'm sitting here looking like doorknob.
You know where I was going.
What is a
You know where I was
doorknob?
going. See, Ron, here's the deal. Ron is slightly, for the audience, slightly younger than us. Okay, Ron could be my nephew. I'm just gonna throw that out there.
That's the
What
title of everything.
what is the I don't even know what that generation is called. What are the younger people?
Millennials.
Are you a millennial or are you
No.
Gen Z?
I'm 30.
Oh,
Barely.
I think I don't know what that is. Anyway,
He was
go
like
ahead.
a millennial kid. All right, Ron. From what I understand, I won't say the age of my oldest child, but I have a 10-year-old. See, that's how you do when you old. You name the youngest kid. Let me ask you a question, Ron. When people your age, not necessarily you, considering it's a lot of more casual hookups as I understand it. But if you were trying to settle on, or someone was trying to settle on Mrs. Right or Mr. Right, does the body count matter? How many people they've been with? Yes or no?
No.
Wow. See, in my
It doesn't matter,
In my
period.
era, it was they're more forgiving of men.
Okay, let me answer because he said not me. He said
Yeah, not
from
you,
my
your generation.
Because from my generation,
Correct.
the body count matters.
Because some of these listeners got kids your age and they need to give advice.
They're like, don't have sex with 75 people in a weekend. Anyway, go
Body
ahead.
count does matter to most people.
It does.
Okay.
It does. And it's like, and then here's how you kind of know. You sort of know when you're dealing with maybe a hoe because they will be very emphatic about, the past should remain in the past. If anyone ever tells you that,
Always seems to be.
oh, no,
That song. One way. What, Ron? Hey, Ron, that's one way. Ron.
look at Ron with the musical knowledge.
Old
Okay.
school.
Anyway, my point
Wait a
being,
minute, hold on. Ron been some places.
he's been to lounges.
I'm impressed, Ron. Ron,
he's been picking up old women in lounges.
I'm inviting you to my house right after the show. Anyway, go ahead.
Anyway, if anyone ever tells you, I think the past should remain in the past, you should expect bones to that.
He's probably 100% right on that. I don't
I
like.
am 100% right.
Before
Not
we
kidding.
just
get hit in the head with a bone.
delve in,
A
I want to
femur
gauge
in
what
the
my
head.
audience is.
Okay.
So let's set some baselines, and then we're gonna get to the meat of this topic. First off, I just want people to type in. Boosie said, "Hey, Boosie."
Hey, Boosie.
Boosie said,
We
I gotta
love
do something
Boosie.
special for
Boosie is
Boosie.
our
Boosie,
ride or die. She's
inbox
our
me.
day one.
Your address. I want to send Boosie a bottle of wine. On my real
Inbox.
day, my day job, I sell wine and spirits
Yes.
in the streets.
That's why we can drink so much here.
I don't drink anymore,
Well, I can.
but Gina B does.
Kris
I bring-
indulges me and Ron. Anyway,
Every now and then I'll take a corner. So first off, I want everybody to type in
How many people?
Age you first had sex. No, nobody's gonna type it. I always ask these questions. People are like, shit, I wish I would.
Yeah.
The average age in America of your first sexual intercourse, according to U.S. News, this is 2018, 15.6 years of age. So
That
by
feels
16,
young to me.
that's the average age. By 18, over half of all Americans have had sex. And this is the shout out to Maze Jackson and the What's in It for the Black People Network for this beautiful studio. We are black folk primarily. I'm guessing that number might be a little high. We a little ahead of the curve.
You might
So,
be.
and here's why I mention this. A couple reasons. Number one, we talk about relationships, what's important on this show. We talk about intimacy, loyalty, all that stuff. Do you know that people nowadays, ages 65 to 80, continue to be sexually active? So, why do I give those two stats? Sex is important. I don't mean to belittle that. Gina B, you taking these comments down?
I'm watching him right now. Your boy Gene Cross, our
Hold
friend.
on. Phelan
said
Udig said he ran around the
accurate.
corner. Phelan Udig is probably telling all types
I
of
got you.
personal
I'm
business.
over here talking.
He
I'm
might
over
know
here
too
checking.
much about me, so you edit his.
I'll be like, click. No.
Gene Cross in the building.
Gene Cross in the building. Hey, Gene.
Scout for the Knicks in the building. Gene Cross in the best. One of my
We gotta have
aces.
Gene back on. I want Gene back on the show.
Gene is, dare I say this,
Gene
I'm
was cool.
probably one of the top 2% of coolest people on the planet. He's in that group.
Yeah.
Anyway,
I agree.
that means sex is important. So sometimes I talk about stop paying attention to this. It is important. So let's get that. Now, I have to say, what about the average number of sex partners? Let's set some parameters here. Healthline, March 7, 2019 said the average number of sex partners per year per American. Now, this is a blended average taken in ages.
Is this like married or single?
Married, single, ages,
hope it's not
all
married.
that. But it's still it was 7.2.
That's a lot.
That kind of blew me.
That's a lot.
And when you
That
think
kinda
about, I'm
blew him.
thinking about all the, let's think about it. You got all
That
the,
blew him, Ron.
you got all the old dudes at home who've never had anybody, all these chicks that ain't seen nobody, but still the average is 7. It's a lot of sneaking and freaking going on in America. Now,
See, my friend Yvonne, my really cute friend, she's watching us.
Yvonne,
right now.
we'll talk about it later. I might have somebody for Yvonne.
Yvonne's my
Anyway,
super cute friend.
so I have, that's the same Yvonne.
Yeah.
You might know more than one Yvonne.
No, I know one Yvonne.
Now, that varies between person, age, demographic, all that. In Louisiana, that number's 15. It's hot outside.
Well, they have hurricanes. They have to do something.
They gotta
while
get
they're
it in
waiting.
when they
You know
can.
what I mean? Like, what are you doing now? Like
prayers
in
up for
Yvonne.
Louisiana.
I mean,
in Utah,
Louisiana.
it's 2.6.
Yeah, because they're Mormons.
Church, Jesus Christ,
They're
Latter-day
Latter-day
Saints.
Saints.
I get it.
They're not trying to. I mean, I'm surprised. Actually, I'm really surprised it's that high among the Mormon crew.
Well, I'm not, because they preach they're good folk.
Yeah, they proselytize, but they do believe in.
I don't
that's
even
why
know
they
what that
get
meant.
married so early.
I don't know what that meant.
They will be in your neighborhood trying to convert you.
Nothing wrong with that if it's bringing you close to the
My
Lord.
point. But yeah, it's kind of funny. I feel like that's young. Some people are saying that sounds about right. I feel like that's like in terms of. But you know what? Did you ever watch the Chris Rock?
Which one?
There's a Chris Rock, and he says 2. I guess that's just how you were raised. You know, like it doesn't matter.
I'm
No
gonna throw this
one's
out
happy.
there. I think you think that's young. The 15.6 age is young.
I kind of do.
Maybe I was taken
But-
advantage of. I
No.
may have may not have been younger than
He
that.
was a hoe
You know what?
at a young age.
Now let's talk about this.
Okay.
Some more stats. 41% of men surveyed out of 2,000 men lied. They've
like a
increased the
rug.
number of women they've been with. Not surprising. I say on this show all the time, men, not saying we're dumb, but we're very simple creatures. We're very easily, you can read us really easy. Women, on the other hand, 32.6% of women, Ron, keep this in there, man. 33% of women, when it's talking about your number of partners, if you have that conversation with someone, they've lied.
Like a rug.
And typically, Those
believe that, though.
those
I
2,000 women have played theirs down.
Listen, I can barely even.
Oh no! If she says 7, that means 17. No.
Well, you're not kidding. I mean, okay.
Tell me about your friends.
Let me be
You
clear.
mentioned them in the hall. I mean,
Over the course of my life, let me just tell you, I have
You lie all the
known
time.
men. I have really good male friends. Most of my friends, like my early friends, my good friends, were men.
Right.
And I have heard them tell me, oh, well, like when they're real proud of their
men, we're proud of our number. Like,
they're-
yeah.
No, not proud of their number, proud of their
Right.
girlfriends. They're like, yeah, and she's only been with she's only been with 2
And
people.
you're sitting there
And
like,
I'm like,
wow.
because I'm like, yeah, I know her.
Yeah, that's sad.
She was like getting it in, like she
Yeah.
hooked up with all the original members of the Wu-Tang Clan. Like don't even fucking try it. But
Wow.
yeah, no, well, maybe not that many. But my point being is that a lot of women will just, oh no, I was a virgin until 2 years ago. I'm like, bitch, please, I know you. But whatever. Listen, I'm not here to blow anybody's game. Like if that's how you want to play it, that's how you want to play it. But I think it's funny because a lot of people lie their will pass.
We have to officially welcome
We got a lot of people
Jade
here.
Cherie Sinclair. She is from Chi-Town. She's new to the show. Jade, how you doing? I hope you enjoy the show. Thank you for joining. That was Gina B's job to check out.
I'm
CBS
looking
and
right here. I was talking.
Jesus Christ. Pay attention.
Cry me a river. Okay.
All right, now listen. So we're getting to the meat of this now. So the question becomes, right? What is the amount, and it varies for individual, I'll say that often, that makes it uncomfortable. I will say 8% of adults will say that too few partners ain't good. No one wants to teach somebody some tricks in bed,
Well, these
right?
are the freaks of the industry, right?
Absolutely.
They're just like, look.
But a whopping 30%, and I can understand why some of my female faction may lie because they're smarter than men. Men should be saying this, but we're slow. 30% say that they're likely to end a relationship if there are too many partners.
Yeah. Yeah.
I
Because
gotta
it's
say
not-
this.
it's
I
not
gotta say
cute
this.
for men or women. Like when you just like walk into a room and your significant other has had sex with half of the people there, that's not cool. I mean, that's
For a guy
no one-
at least back when I was coming up, it was like, oh my God, he's the popular guy. He must be just laying it
You
down.
didn't know better back then.
Yeah, but you know what? It's
I
like,
take offense
it's
to
still
that,
kinda
Ryan.
Gross.
Just
Like, you
because
see-
we are old, we are not stupid, Ryan. You know, we got to get another producer. No, I'm just
Like,
playing.
I even look at some of my
You know what I'm
fiancés.
saying?
Actually, I'm like,
you
ew.
can't- I'm saying you can't blame us for the like.
Yeah, you can. You can blame, yes, because even some of my fiancés I'm like,
Fiancés?
are you serious?
How many fiancés have you had?
No, one of my fiancés,
Oh.
even some of his. I'm just like, that is so
Fiancés'
disgusting.
friends.
Like, I'm like, are you? No, like when I run into when I've been privy to the people that I'm like, that's so,
So
gross.
what number is too much for you?
There
It
you go.
isn't a-
Ryan,
you know what, for me-
Ryan just jumped right to the second half
For
of the
me,
show.
it's not the number. For me, it's the quality.
Right. And agreed. Now, I will say this. Well, first, let me say women tend to be, as one finished the studies data, women tend to be more flexible. Obviously, men, we'll preach some stuff, but we don't always live by it.
You know, men don't put it anywhere, but you just want it to be quality.
Men will put it in, if there's a tree,
It's a glory hole. I
if
mean,
there's
it's
a
like-
tree, you're like, Gina B, what's for the listening faction, for the listening folk, Gina B, help. What is the glory? Gina B, surprised. Gina B is a Catholic.
Look, we have the break almost.
I
coming.
am amazed that Gina B just threw glory hole out there like it was
We're
nothing.
almost to the break. Let's
We're gonna
look at
take a
that.
short break.
Yes, we are.
I want everybody to do a Google search on glory hole and then come back and look at Gina B like this.
I'm gonna fill Kris in on what a glory hole is, and
So-
we'll be back.
So we're gonna talk about what's too many, right? What's too
too
many?
few.
What's the difference between them? Would they make a good mate? I'm real opinionated, so I'm gonna give you the real. I'll tell you what the experts say, but I'm gonna give you the real. But we need about 2 minutes, and we'll be right back after the break. If you have any questions, we do check them out. Type them in, and we'll be back in 2 ticks. Kris the Critic and Gina B, we're back at 6:33. Peace and love. Don't go nowhere.
WIIFTBP.
screen? Crash system? Are you in need of spyware or virus removal from your computer? Well, contact RPC Computer Repair in South Shore and let us help you with all your computer repair services and print needs. Need office or print production services, copies, scans, fax, or even notary service? Then stop by and support RPC Computer Repair and Print Shop located 1741 East 71st Street in the 71st Street corridor, newly revitalized South Shore areas, and let RPC be your one-stop shop, where we believe RPC is your PC. RPC Computer Repair is also a UPS access point where you can drop off and pick up your important packages. So let RPC be of service to you. Call RPC Computer Monday through Saturday, 8 a.m. through 6 p.m. at 773-966-4457. That's 773-966-4457. Visit RPC at rpccomputeringinc.com for more information.
I don't know what you did, but you did it right. Girl, you make it look so easy. Everywhere you go, heads turning left and right. Can't say you a dime, you're a 20 piece. Cause girl, you're the reason I be acting funny. Everything in me telling me don't let you get away. And all the guys looking like they wanna love you. Every day I'm your body, got not over my dead body. Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? Why you gotta look so good? With your hair done, nails done, when you put that clone on, why you gotta look so good?
Welcome back to the Kris the Critic Show, featuring the co-host with the most, Gina B.
That would be me.
Gina B, topics of tonight's show. We spent about half an hour talking about relationships with people with questionable past. That was my nice way of saying it. Gina B, that really means
You're a hoe.
relationships with the hoes.
With a hoe. Fallon, your dick said hi to me. Hi, Fallon.
We left here, and I saw a couple things. Gina B mentioned glory hole.
I did, didn't I?
Most of the
Why don't you tell us, Chris, what a glory hole is?
only because I have friends who watch porn and they text me. Obviously, I would know nothing about this. I don't even want to talk about it.
Okay.
Fellas, look up what a glory hole is. Let's
Look
just
it up.
hypothetically
Urban
say
Dictionary.
it's a hole in the wall. Somebody may put something through the wall, and somebody on the other side, without knowing who's on that side of the wall,
Might do something with what's through the wall.
may do something to people on the wall.
Yeah.
Use your imagination. My
Yeah.
mom's friends might be watching, and they think at one point. No.
Okay.
If you see me look down at my phone ever, I got people who text during the show. Sometimes it's Gina B's fan club.
Oh,
Sometimes I
fan
get
club.
questions. And I got some very good questions to a good friend of mine who shall remain nameless. And actually one of those was coming up. The other one, he added some good stuff.
Okay. Let's hear it.
Thanks, Gene.
I'm all about it.
I'm ignorant.
Oh, you're so silly.
It's
You're
nothing
so
incriminating.
silly.
It's nothing incriminating.
He's one of our favorites anyway, so it's all good.
Gene Cross definitely is.
Yes,
So the first thing, and these are discussion points. You and I talked about. We can talk about this. So
We did.
we're talking about body count, right? Mm-hmm. And one of the questions was, and it was a different way of asking what I was going to ask. They said, does body count matter to a woman? If maybe their significant other was an athlete or an actor or a singer, someone in the public eye. I mean, politician.
It's quality.
Now, I as a guy, because guys, we're the ones, right, who typically, and men and women are different. I mean, I know we're living in everybody's the same era, but then we're not. So, guys typically are the ones who frown on this, right? I look at it like this. I'm making up a number, right? Let's say I'm interested in a woman. Let's say my number is 10. If a woman has had more than 10 partners, I'm like this. But it's a difference.
Now, why?
There's a difference.
Okay, what's the difference?
You said it, quality. So
It's quality.
if that woman, and I felt she was honest, said to me, hey, listen, I've been in, 6 or 4, 5 great relationships, and let's say we're 40, right? I'm hypothetically saying.
Okay.
And I've had X amount of partners. Actually, let's say she was in 5 or 6. Good relationships where they last a length of time. You would expect that person who's anybody over, now that we found out 16, to have had sex, right? So maybe she's got 3 or 4 maybes, travels, thought they were cute, dumb shit we do. We all do it. But then again, let's say you have a woman who says, I've never been close to anybody and I've slept with 10 men. Both of those numbers are 10, but one of those 10 I don't like.
Quality 10.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So it's a difference. And
Big
granted,
difference.
if you are,
You have to dissect
and the
it.
older you get, the bigger that number should be, because you'd like to think that person gets smarter, they make better decisions, but all numbers aren't the same. But my question to you is, Gina, specifically, you're engaged, but let's say you weren't. Say you're nobody in your life.
Okay.
You're a good-looking woman, you're gainfully employed. She's a baller. But let's say you met a guy, and he was in, your dad's been in the entertainment. Let's say he was in the industry.
Right.
And he had a higher than Gina B ideal body count. Do you,
I'm already
do
making a
you
face.
do you push him off because of that? I think that would be stupid.
Well, it's just, here's the
Or do you proceed with caution?
when we get to the crux of the issue, really what it is that a lot of your reaction to your mate's body count is more about you than about them.
Right?
And it's also where your standards are. You know what I mean? Like, so your standards can be a certain place. So if you have held, all of your dealings to a very high standard, and then to hook up with someone who was just like hooking up with anything, it's just like, okay, well, why? Like, I like to be in good company. That's always my thing.
Okay.
And so if you've just been pulling like, Home Depot hose, like, you know what I mean? Or just like, you know what I'm talking about? So like, when the hose used to line up in front of Home Depot back in the day.
No, I don't remember that.
You don't remember that?
There were
it
hoes
used
at
to be
Home
a
Depot?
hose stroll on North Avenue. Anyway, so I'll tell you about that later. But
Who are you? Anyway, go ahead.
you don't know, do you? No, but I'm saying like if like they will just, you just wanted to be quality. Like, I like to be in good company.
So it wouldn't matter if it was Diddy, right? I'm just gonna throw it way up there. And he said, you know what? I was with Rihanna, say, he's just off some dime. I mean, that's the difference.
Yeah, I mean that's a good. You know what I mean? You're in.
Then
good
you're like,
company.
you know what? Shit, I
You're
want to
in
be like,
good
I want to be
company.
like those hoes.
Right, but if you're like, oh, that bitch got arrested 4 times for prostitution, that's not good company. Like, that's not.
That was the
good
next question.
company.
Would you
Yeah.
date someone who's in the industry?
Listen.
You know what's funny?
I attract, like, for some reason, I don't know why. I have no idea why, but I used to attract professional athletes. And I've never dated any of them.
They attracted you,
They didn't
or you
attract me.
attracted them?
No, I'm serious. I've never been a person who wanted to
If
date a
there's a
professional and just
But if any of those professional athletes are watching right now, please send me a message so I can get someone on Gina B, because she's kind of perfect.
No, seriously. I've just never been attracted to that. And you know what else I attract?
You're the first woman. Hold on, stop.
You know what else I attract?
You're the first woman I've heard who said, I've just never been attracted to it. Right.
Because it's
Gina
like-
B just came in the studio and lied, didn't she?
I didn't lie. I did not. Oh, okay.
Oh, excuse me.
No.
I hate in shape,
Anyone who knows me
handsome
well. Okay,
guys.
so my
with
girl
6'5"
Yvonne's watching.
with a bunch
she
of
can tell
muscles.
you. No, I really, because it's
You
an
lie so
archetype.
easily.
It's an archetype
So
that I don't
easily.
care for. I don't care for the archetype myself.
The who type?
The archetype.
Why do you always use words that, Ron, do you know what the whatever?
Because you can't argue with me then. If I use you know what I'm saying?
Archetype?
I could use my context too.
Look that up, Ron. Hey, Ron,
No, but
that's
I
what we're
mean,
going to start
it's
doing. Ron,
not-
look that up.
It's not like
What is an archetype?
I never
Hold on,
really
you ain't got-
wanted
I don't
to
need you.
date. I never really. I never wanted to be that person. I
Hold
just
on, the
never
most
did.
honest man I know
whatever. Anyway, so my point being, I don't even remember what my point is now.
You're
because
lying to us.
I'm not lying. Like, why would I
Okay,
lie?
all right, fine.
I'm not lying.
Archetype, a very typical example of a certain person or thing.
Don't be doing that, Gina B. You just tell us what the hell you talking about.
I have literally, I have never really been attracted to it because I just don't really, it's not my thing. And so
We don't believe you. You need
you
more
don't have
people.
to believe me. Okay,
Don't believe
I'll
them.
invite more people who can make comments. Because people who know me know this. That I've just never been. It's just never been my thing. But for some reason, I also attract rappers, but that's a whole different thing.
Really?
So yeah, for some reason, I don't know what that's about. So
No, I don't even know you.
But where was I even going with this? Because you guys have distracted me now, so I have no idea what I was going to say.
Kids, you're making up stuff. That's what
I'm
happened.
not making shit up. I promise you.
All right, I will take you at your word.
Yeah, they have tons of partners. So these people have a lot of partners, and I have just never wanted to be one of a crowd. Like,
Hold on, I've been
that's
trying to
just some
shop.
random broad that I hooked up with in Chicago. Like, no, I don't
We
think
all,
so.
we all have mistakes.
We do, but like, if you
I
have
do.
a whole
Ryan, you got
like,
mistakes?
cast
You're
of
not old enough.
mistakes,
I've had mistakes of hoism.
not
I've
you.
confessed them before I took my vows, and I confessed my sins. Shout out to Merk Turner. It's one of my homies joined. I'm trying to shout out all the new people. Merk is my dude. Merk, if you ain't doing nothing tonight, call me after the show. Come on through, dog. We ain't had the
Yeah.
Technically, I'm not drinking, but call me anyway, dog.
Yeah, but Yvonne makes another good point. Like a lot of it, it's like you have it thrown at you. Like men don't really, don't discern. I'm just saying. So that's why I'm saying it's not for men to be hoes.
Well, I again, I'm of the old school ilk. You said it earlier. I said, what if it's Diddy? And what if he was with Sanaa Lathan and Halle Berry? And
okay,
you
said Diddy, that would be
okay,
an
it's
absolute
quality.
no.
Play the tape.
No, Sanaa. I mean, like the women are quality women, but like Diddy, ew. But there's a whole lot of problems with that.
I
But
want to know
the
if
women are like I would have no problem with any of Berry. I mean, like
solve
course
this.
not.
I'm looking at the questions.
Cardi B.
Ladies
we have a
and
different
gentlemen,
problem.
if we have any hoes who are watching and aren't scared to identify themselves as a hoe, and you're in a good relationship,
Yeah, who's
go
a
ahead.
hoe?
Go
Give a thumbs up. Like what? If you're a hoe,
Go ahead and tell us.
give a like.
It's a 25-second delay, so I'm sure in 25 seconds those likes will be
It'll
raiding
be
through.
flying. Like there's gonna be all kinds of people
But
admitting.
see,
Me,
we
be somebody. Be a hoe.
this is. All right, I'm gonna be honest with the folks. I was gonna do a show on bags, and Gina B had this great idea for a show,
This is my idea.
and honestly, I was like Prince in the Revolution. Gina B comes with a great idea. I'm like, I'll consider it. This
Shot
is her
down.
Purple Rain. I'm like, you know what? That's a great show. But as I thought about it, I was like, I always empathize, would I be in a serious relationship with someone who told me it was upfront they were extremely promiscuous and loose?
But would you rather find out later?
Again, I'm old school, and I know my past. I would
Well, you.
I would say, my first question now, as I've gotten, is can you cook? I've never seen a woman who's been married 50 years
Who can't
who could
cook?
cook. So I'm sure some of them were hoes. Cooking's got to be something to do with it. So I want to
You
know,
think
can
that
they
there's
cook?
a correlation between being able to cook and being a hoe?
I
Let me tell you what I always say.
think hoes are people too.
But you know what,
I
though?
flipped. Before the show started, I was all ready to bash every hoe.
Every hoe.
Shout out to Jade. She's watching. I was all ready to bash every hoe. But I'm like, hoes can be people too. If they're good people.
I mean, that's, you know what? Listen.
Because maybe
hoes
they were
are
hoes
people,
because
too.
they didn't meet the right person. I don't know why they were hoes.
One man's hoe is another man's house.
I think I'm lying to myself right now. I wouldn't be with a hoe. I don't know. Because the only hoes I've met with, they weren't trustworthy hoes.
Well, yeah.
That's a big thing.
Yeah.
If someone can look you in the eye and honestly say, I made a lot of mistakes and here they are, and you really like that person deserves a shot at more.
Marcus Simpson says that you can turn a hoe into a housewife.
Marcus, you cannot.
No.
And I'm trying to talk myself in. I'm trying to get at Marcus. I'm trying to get that whole chance.
No, Kris is really kind of rallying for the hoes right
I
now.
was. I came in.
I can't help.
The older I get, the sensitive I am. I cry watching movies. I'm a sensitive guy, Ron. I've turned into a sensitive. I used to be no nonsense.
Films.
Like F everybody. Now I'm like, give that hoe a chance.
Hoes
need love too.
Yeah,
Hoes
they've
need
had a lot
love,
of.
too.
They've had
They
a lot
do.
of love.
I'm not, the problem is it's not even the hoe.
What's the problem?
He or she. It's the person dealing with the hoe.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It says more about
Now-
you than it does about what handle.
The answer. Glad you asked.
Because he's got a list. 'Cause
put
guess
together
what?
a list of-
Kris got a list.
And this is how I try to get, again, this is the education part of the show. So if you got somebody, male or female, ladies, don't throw that guy away. Just like you liked him. He was handsome. He was good looking. Maybe he was laying it down. That's why his body count is high. Men are simple creatures. And fellas, if she can cook, she doing it for you. Hey, your mama like her, your sister like her, your boys like her, but she's been a little out there.
More cooking, less hooking up.
Here's
Just saying.
here's if you can discern whether you should give her a shot. I got a few things. Gina B, chime in anytime you want.
You know I will.
And I put together a few. Number one, this is your issue, right? Jealousy is real, but you're jealous of something that happened a while back. That's your issue.
Okay, I'm going to stop you.
Go
Because
ahead.
is it jealousy or is it having standards? I think it's having standards.
No, for men, it's jealousy 9 times out of 10.
I don't know. I mean, I think that
Women, it's usually trust.
women, it's like having standards.
They're the ones out here lying. They ain't got this thing.
Yeah, lying. I mean, like, yeah.
Show
well,
of
okay,
hands,
some
every
lie.
woman out there who's ever lied about somebody he slept with.
Well,
Gina,
you know,
I didn't
there's
see your
certain
hand
things
up.
you just
Didn't
don't
see your hand
count.
up. Didn't
You
see your
just-
hand up.
You just don't count certain things, right?
I
The night you
I
hooked
hate
up
the
with
way,
Bobby Brown.
Ron, just so you know, the way women lie, Ron, is like this. Well, I didn't say it because of this. They make
You're
up
like, oh, he
every
doesn't
excuse
count.
in the world. Just know that. That's how they all are.
I'm just
All right.
saying. I'm just saying. That's how women will frame it for you.
Hate to think that my mother lied to my father, but she probably did. Anyway, now.
Okay, that's gross. Okay,
So
great.
it's your issue. It is. It's your own. All I'm saying is the person who's jealous is their issue, right?
Well, you have to make the decision. So
Right.
when you meet a person, but you have to have the facts, right? So in order to make a good decision, you need facts. And so you need to know, like, okay, maybe she slept with 7,500 people, but do I feel confident that I'm the person?
But and that's why I was going. Facts are important, but I notice you say that a lot. But the second thing is I want to say, you can't do anything about somebody's past. You either like them for
Either
who they
move
are,
on.
or you don't.
Right.
Are they honest with you?
Because you liked them before you knew that.
Absolutely.
Right, but that's factored into what
They're still the same
if that's
person.
Factored into what you know. That isn't okay, but I still will stand up for if that's not factored into the part you know, because it's you meet somebody
Here's
and you
why-
don't know all that.
Here's why I ask everybody this question, and then they don't have a good answer. Let's check Gina B. So my question to you, Gina B, is this. Do you think everyone is the same way with everybody? Or if it's that special person, maybe can they be different with that person? Because I'm certainly different with who I'm with
Okay, so
than I
isn't
was
that-
to the other
You know what
random
it is?
hizzos.
It speaks to your ability to make good decisions. So and that's really important to me, right? Like, so if it feels like you just make bad decisions,
But maybe they weren't bad decisions. And then
I'm
further,
sorry, there are some decisions that are empirically bad decisions.
because it didn't work out with somebody, they thought it did.
No, because the choice was an empirically bad choice.
I didn't say they slept with bad people. Let's just say they had a high body count.
But they might have.
Everyone. Body count. They were horrible
Guess that's
people.
just how you were raised.
I'm saying, but they were horrible.
Yeah, I mean, like, it just really depends.
What if a guy has?
I've been saying this whole time, it's quality.
All right. But and also we need to remember, they made those decisions when they weren't with you. So why
Okay.
does it matter so much to you?
But then that speaks to your own decision
I'm
to
defending
be with
the
them.
hoes.
So it's if that was good enough for you, then why am I there?
No, it wasn't good enough. That's why
Maybe
you're
it
here.
was.
No, they didn't make any long-term love connection, which is why
Maybe
they
they
kept
could've.
moving on. But they stopped with you.
But why was that?
Guy
even,
who's been
why-
with 15
why was
women.
the-
Look,
why
guy
was
who's been
that
with
even
38 women. 38 good women, he thought. They weren't. He gets to Gina B. Fuck it, I want to marry this one. Now, I'm just saying, you weren't there for those 38. You're obviously special. You're like, damn. At some point, you say, he slept with 38 women. I know some of them had some good
38,
stuff,
seriously
but he wanted to
disgusting
stop with me. And you didn't know him then. Why is you cast him out? Just because of his body count?
Because he made bad decisions.
You know what? If you're not a college professor,
I'm just
don't
saying.
talk to people like Gina B.
Just please don't. Like if you. Okay, so
Let me ask you this.
Let me just flip it. Let me flip it for you.
Flip.
So if you
Or let it be flipped.
before you were married, okay. So say you were evaluating some women, and she had a history of just some of the worst men,
Sure.
like prison. Like I mean, there's like
I would
like
say no.
all kinds of like gangbang.
I would say no.
exactly because why? Because she made bad decisions.
But let me ask you,
would be the
what if I
problem?
met that same woman and she hooked up with a whole bunch of men, but they were good guys?
Good. Okay, so
See, I wouldn't disqualify her. You would disqualify that guy.
Quality decisions is my point.
So why are you named?
If they were good guys,
So-
Which number? The whole time the show is,
you know, by my nose.
we're
but-
talking about the number of people.
Okay.
That's what I was about to. I got a question.
Go ahead.
What if they were with one person for a significant amount of time and had a lot of sex with just one person?
Okay, one person. I mean, no one's counting the amount of times you had sex.
So we're not talking about the amount of sex you had, just the amount of people. Because
That's what we're talking
No,
about.
we're talking about
You
the
tried to
quality of the people and the decisions that you make. If you,
But that doesn't make you a hoe because of the quality of the people.
But if you were
what
one
makes you a
person-
hoe is the number of people.
well, what? Okay, so that doesn't make you a hoe.
you were when you met that person. So that was the old you. Like you weren't even perfect.
There you go, Ryan.
No, you know
weren't
what?
even-
Shout out
You
to the
know
young
what?
guy.
You weren't
I
even the
don't. I
same
don't believe in
person.
that whole old you shit. Like I'm thinking, like people don't change their
People,
circumstances.
I'm a
change.
different guy for certain women than I was for
not.
certain.
You're the
There's
same
certain
person.
But look,
Stop.
your-
There's
your
certain
circumstances
But
change.
when your circumstances change, the value
that
of
mean
your
you
the
change?
value of your women change.
Gina B.
Okay, but my
Gina B.
point being is
you
that
said you got male
So it's
friends,
like,
right?
It's like if I was in circumstances before
now
that
I've
were.
got two people at me. But anyway,
If
We
I
all
were-
over. We
if
like
I
this.
were in- If I were in bad circumstance before, that mean I didn't have a good quality of women to choose from.
Thank you.
So
but,
it's
that
not
mean-
my
but you're the
fault.
same person.
But now I have better quality of women to choose from.
But the whole thing is that your circumstance, you do not change. You, the person, are the same person.
So you can't
I am
blame
the
me
same
for my
person.
All right,
that I
Gina B,
was when
let's
I
say
was
that's
5.
true.
I
Do
used to
you
be
think
broke.
you're the same around your fiance that you was with every other guy you've been with?
There
Absolutely
would be
not.
Absolute commonalities. Yes, there would.
No, you're
There
the
would be
same way.
Common threads.
'Cause men aren't the
throughout
same way with-
every single. Because I'm the same person.
Every happily married man who's been married for 80 years is not the same with his spouse
Okay.
as he is with all the past person.
I would
and I would say
challenge-
the same is for women. Go ask your
No,
girls.
no, no. I would challenge every single person that I've dated to say that I did not behave with integrity.
I'm calling them all
For
up. That bit them on
every
the show.
single, like I behave with integrity. I mean, I listen. I
Don't
don't
call
I don't
anybody
have
I
a
dated. Come
problem.
like, he
I don't
ain't-
have a problem with
fuck
that. Exactly, but I can say that throughout every single relationship I've had. So yes, I may be the same person.
All
I
right,
may,
we can agree to disagree on that.
Yeah, we can.
Now, another way to help people cope, we got a few more minutes, and then we got to end. Another way to help people cope with their probably promiscuous partner, you got to look at the bright side.
What's that?
If they've slept with a lot of people,
They good in bed.
probably good in bed.
But don't you ever wonder, like, if you're with
They
some
doing
chick,
this too much,
and she's
like,
an
Jesus.
amazing, like that bitch can suck a
Right.
chrome
What
off
the-
a
who
bumper.
the fuck
Like,
has
who
been
she with?
teaching?
Right. You just have to kind of get that out your head. Like,
Fellas.
don't think about who's been there before you. Just enjoy the shit right now.
Just fucking
Right?
enjoy it. He fucked that up. Gina B is part guy. Now, another, and I'm being serious now, and because now I always give some real advice. It's all real advice, but you have to engage. You have to engage each other. Meaning, it's okay to create new memories. If you constantly focus on the flaws or the past of someone, there's always going to be problems and doubt. And you agree with that? That's the easy one, right?
Yeah, it's a choice. I mean, you can choice. the most part, you can choose. You can choose.
And then lastly, just be the best. Overarching. I'm just making that shit up. Because Gina B has been making up words.
Overarch.
Whatever.
I'm making up any words. Look them all up.
I'm going back to Marcus
Hole's
Simpson.
not real.
I'm going back to Marcus Simpson. It's tough making a hoe into a housewife. However, if you're with someone and the flow is well, I will say be the best for each other. And again, I'm all about making your own memories. And that's all I got. I mean, at the end of the day, if any relationship, it's trust, loyalty. I always say this every show. We place too much emphasis on looks. They fade. Too much emphasis on the physical. Find you somebody that's good to you. Hopefully they got some money.
Hopefully.
That's all I got. Listen, if you like the show, do me a favor.
Tell your friends.
Tell your friends. Share this broadcast every Wednesday, 6 p.m. Gina B and I will be giving you straight dope, no cut. So thank you all for joining. Like Kris the Critic on Facebook. It's Kris with a K. Follow Kris the Critic. Share the post. And come back next week. I think I might give away something next week.
And if you don't like the show, you know what you do?
Fuck you and all your friends. No,
don't say a motherfucking word.
That's fine. Gina B may or may not have had a drink at halftime. Anyway, we're out of here. We got, I'm Kris the Critic along with Gina B and our super producer, Ron. Thank you for joining us. Please get with us next week, 6 p.m. Kris the Critic and Gina B. Thank you for joining. We out of here. Go in peace.
WIIFTBP.